Just to the west of Trowbridge Island is the Cutter Patch, named after the cutter-rigged sailing vessels that serviced the lighthouse in the 1850s. Taking our cue from the skippers of old, we anchored in 3 to 4 metres over sand and weed. They knew that despite the strong current that flowed north-south between the Trowbridge Shoals from the Marion Reef, the holding was better in the Cutter Patch than at nearby Edithburgh. After a 3-month voyage from England, Captain Morgan anchored the 3-masted bark, the Duke of York, off Kangaroo Island, near what is now Kingscote. There they established South Australia's first settlement. Augustus Reeds built a farm and cottage overlooking the Bay of Shoals, and that cottage is now part of the Bay of Shoals winery, which was built by John Willoughby, a keen South Australian sailor. In addition to having a wide display of maritime artefacts from the region, John Willoughby offers sailors who arrive by yacht not only free showers, but if they wish to replenish their victuals, he offers a discount on his wines. Saturday the 30th was overcast with squally showers from the southwest. Despite the broad expanse of water, the channel to exit the Bay of Shoals is actually pretty narrow, and with murky water making it difficult to see the shoals, there were some parts where, despite our best efforts to stay in the channel, we found that it got very shallow. As we cleared the Bay of Shoals into Nepean Bay, the wind was force 4 to 5 from the southwest, but because we were so close to Kingscote there wasn't much fetch, meaning the water was smooth, giving us a great run out towards Investigator Straight. Clearing North Cape on our way to Port Vincent, the winds picked up as forecast, force 5 to 6 from the southwest. 33 vessels were lost or grounded on the Trowbridge Shoals, leading to the construction of the lighthouse in 1855. After it was decommissioned in 2002, the wind farm at Edithburgh is now the most visual feature on this leg of the journey, which marks the halfway point on our voyage to Port Vincent. Like many of these shoals in the Gulf of St Vincent, Middle Spit is often hard to see. To avoid disaster, you need to go north around the beacon before heading southwest towards the marina. The spit does provide good protection from the swell, and with the southeasterly at force 5, we had a great reach in towards our destination. Strong southeasterly was all crosswind as we lined up for the berth, meaning extra fenders and getting ready for some significant drift. The Cruising Yacht Club of South Australia owns and operates the marina, which is a great facility, only a short walk into the township of Port Vincent. There is a narrow channel to the area just in front of the foreshore where you can anchor or pick up a mooring. But more importantly, you can pick up a great coffee from Chris and his team at the Chill Out Cafe as part of breakfast. The morning of the 31st was set aside for maintenance on the boat before having lunch in town at the kiosk. After a 2-hour drive, Lorna and Kathy arrived from Adelaide and we drove down to Stansbury to enjoy the New Year's Eve markets. A relaxed but enjoyable evening at the Ventnor Hotel for dinner before having champagne upon the sailing vessel Vagabond with Hugh and friends to see in the new year for 2018. Despite getting the spinnaker to fly, we were very close to a light wind, and sometimes it seemed we weren't making much progress towards our destination. Before long, the wind veered and then filled in, giving us a close haul over smooth waters as we sailed back to our home port of North Haven.
Well, we've had a good motor into the headwind on our way to Trowbridge Island. We anchored overnight. Probably a good 15 to 20 knots blowing up the channel, and next day again pushed a bit of a headwind, motor sailed part of the way to Kingscote, then had a really good sail for the last half in the Bay of Shoals overnight, which was just idyllic. Then a bit of a wet start with some squalls and rain, leaving Bay of Shoals, heading up to Port Vincent. About 20-25 knots, 1 to 2 metre seas, then the wind dropped, and that made it very uncomfortable. But we got through that and ended up with a good sail up in Port Vincent. Overnight for Port Vincent, New Year's Eve. Now on our way back to North Haven.
For those of you who've watched some of the Bottom Line's previous videos, you may have noticed that we finally had to retire our roller reefing system and the radial cut mainsail that served us so well over a number of years. We replaced it with a Selden boom and a single line reefing system. The cross-cut mainsail has 2 traditional slab reefs which can be used with the single line reefing system. It also has 1 deep third reef that can be attached manually via a kringle. As Kenneth Grahame said in his classic novel Wind in the Willows, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, half so much worth doing as simply messing around in boats.